Hey, real-ass patriots, people who still care about the Constitution and democracy, my subscribers. Hey, y'all, look, I want to go over just a few things before today's video. Hey, if you noticed, I've made some changes. Y'all, I've got an intro screen that says Black Boot Official on it now. It's more official looking, you know. Also, what I've been doing is adding all of my links into the descriptions of every video. That way they're easier to find. They're more convenient. I can't even find them on my own page. I noticed that was a problem. It's convoluted, what it was. And I'm like, well, let's do something convenient then. And let's put them down there in the description of the video. So I've been doing that. So all of my links in there, the Discord server, the Blind Lion Studio Discord server, where our podcast will be broadcast from, that's in there. It's getting started, y'all. It's coming. It is coming. My brother's been building a supercomputer, I think. I've been waiting on him to get a supercomputer built. I'm putting together a little studio over here. So we're going to be podcasting together sometimes, and then sometimes we'll be, remote, but it'll still be a podcast. It's going to be new to us. I mean, it shouldn't really be all that big of a deal. We usually get on the phone and talk for 3 or 4 hours, so it'd be the same way, So anyway, that's on there. All of my other links in there, my CashApp, Venmo, my merch store that needs to be updated, admittedly. Anyway, all that's in there. Plus, I added a link. I've got an email address, y'all. It's theblackbootofficial@gmail.com. See, because YouTube don't have a way to reach out to a person. You can't even reach out and say hey to nobody on here. So anyway, I fixed that. I put that in there too, and I'll be checking that email regularly. And also, for anybody who's contributed to my channel, I greatly appreciate it, y'all. And if you want to contribute, like I said, the Cash App and Venmo's down there in those links. If you're donating through Apple, iPay, or whatever it's called, be aware that Apple gets 30% of that right off the rip. And then YouTube gets its 30%. And if you're not through Apple, well, then YouTube just gets its 30%. So if you can, go through Venmo or Cash App, and then I get, all of it, and it don't go to them. Man, I always keeping the little man down, always beating us down all the time. We're trying out here. We're trying, but they want their cut. So, and they take their cut. That's for dang sure. So anyway, y'all, I just want to go over all that with you. I don't know if I forgot anything. I don't know. I don't think so. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and here it is. There, Team Taco. Look, I thought Donald Trump was the deal maker, y'all. He wrote that book, Art of the Deal, didn't he? No, he had a ghostwriter write it because he can't spell. Well, anyway, that's his book, Art of the Deal, and that's what he's known for, deal making, right? But, well, what do you think about this deal he's trying to make with Russia right now? It got leaked out of the White House. Yeah, it leaks like a sieve, y'all. Leaks like a sieve around there. The actual deal, why he's going to Alaska to meet with Daddy Vladdy, it's because I think Daddy Vladdy called him to Alaska and said, hey, come here, biatch. I want to talk to you. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. See, because what the deal is the United States gives up mineral rights and oil rights, natural gas rights to Russia, in Alaska. We give that to Russia and in the Bering Straits, and we lift sanctions on the Russian airlines. How about that? And we also give them stolen land in Ukraine, the occupied territory in Ukraine. They get that too, plus their minerals. Right. That's the deal Donald F. and Trump is trying to make with Daddy Vladdy right now. See, that right there ain't a deal. What that is, those are demands by Russia. That's what that is. Those are Russian demands. That's what Daddy Vladdy wants. And Donald Trump's going there equipped to give it to him. That's what he's going to do. See, I was wondering, I was like, man, Alaska is a strange place for them to actually meet. I realize it's, Sarah Palin can see Russia from her house, but still, it's kind of a strange place for them to meet up. And plus, I mean, isn't Daddy Vladdy taking a big chance by coming over here on American soil? I mean, he could be arrested up. Well, in a real administration, he could be, but not this one, right? But anyway, so they're going to Alaska, and I'm like, well, that seems like a weird place. Well, now it all makes sense to me. See, because what Donald F. and Trump did, he effed up. That's what he did. Whenever he drew that line in the sand, trying to play the badass, to his daddy, Vladdy. And his daddy, Vladdy, got him on the phone and said, listen, boy, if you don't remember, let me refresh your memory. The second day that you were pretending to be president again, do you remember what I did? That's right. I circulated nudie pics of your wife all over Russian state-run media just to show the world that you're my bitch. That's what Daddy Vladdy did. And whenever Donald Trump drew that line in the sand and then sent nuclear subs over there to try to play the badass, Daddy Vladdy got him on the phone and said, I'm going to meet you in Alaska, and these are my demands. That's what that is. Wow, Team Taco, that's what you're supporting. The biggest this country has ever seen. Man, see, what it is he's got dirt on him. He's got a lot of dirt. He's got those pee-pee tapes, you know. Russian prostitutes peed on him in a hotel room, y'all. And more, and the Epstein stuff. And, as a matter of fact, the Iranians tweeted out just a few weeks ago that, you know what, our Department of Justice ain't the only one with the Epstein files. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, they probably got them. The Mossad's probably got them. Russia's got them. A lot of people have got them, just to hold them over his head. And he's scared to death about that. He is just scared to death. That's why he's orchestrating a giant cover-up, you fake-ass patriots. And you're watching him do it. We can watch him do it. That's what we're doing right now. See, look, whenever that Congressional Oversight Committee issued these subpoenas, smoke and mirrors, it's for y'all. It's for stupid people to try to believe some bullcrap. See, because if you notice what they did, they subpoenaed Pam Bondi to release them documents. James Comer did that there. And James Comer's a big old fraud, what he is. You didn't learn that during the Hunter Biden crime family investigations that went absolutely nowhere. Just spent millions of taxpayer dollars and it went absolutely nowhere. You don't remember that? It was real recent. You should remember that. So that James Comer, what he did, what he's known for, you know, he actually threatened to beat up his ex-girlfriend because she had the audacity to put his name on the abortion paperwork that he paid for. Pissed him off. So he's going to beat her up for it. But anyway, that's the dude there that's leading up this thing. And what the idea is here is to go ahead and subpoena them documents from Pam Bondi, knowing she don't have to respond to it. I mean, who's going to sue her? Who's going to hold her in contempt? Pam Bondi? No. Janine Pinero or whatever the hell that alcoholic Fox News lady is. They're the U.S. attorney there in Washington, D.C. now. No, she's not going to either. So Pam Bondi is not in any trouble for ignoring a subpoena. You know, nothing's going to happen, and those files ain't going to be transferred over. And James Comer knows that. But he was able to subpoena the Clintons and Bill Barr and Jeff Sessions. Hey, guess what there, Team Taco? Jeff Sessions and Bill Barr, they don't have to testify. They can also not show up for those subpoenas because Donald Trump can use executive privilege on them because they were his previous attorney general. See, that's the way it's going to go. Pam Bondi's not going to turn the files over. Sessions and Bill Barr ain't going to show up for no subpoena because they're going to use executive privilege on that right there. But the Clintons have to because they don't have no executive privilege. So what this is a effing witch hunt. It's to drag the Clintons up on the TV so that James Comer, Jim Jordan, and all them pussies can sit there and make TV time with it just to make all you people feel warm and fuzzy inside. Okay? That's what this is. It's a giant cover-up and misdirection for stupid-ass people. That's what it is. That's what's going to come of it. You ain't getting no Jeffrey Epstein files still. But you don't want them anymore, do you? No, you don't, see, because you know it's an effing cover-up. Because you're watching it happen every single day. Donald Trump is shivering in his boots about that. Matter of fact, hey, you know this whole Ukraine thing? Like I said, the White House leaks like a sieve. I mean, another thing that leaked out of there, he was on a phone call, panicking. He was saying, I need something big, y'all. Y'all've got to get me something big to deflect from this Jeffrey Epstein stuff that's driving me insane. People want to see the Epstein stuff, and I was diddling little kids with Jeffrey Epstein. They can't see that, you know. So anyway, so he was freaking out on a phone call. He wanted something big, you know. He's begging for something big. So he come up with the idea on that phone call, I'm going to invade Washington, D.C. What I'm going to do, I'm going to federalize up Washington, D.C. That'll distract the people. See, we told you that it was being used as a distraction. Now we know for sure that it was because it got leaked out of the White House that that's absolutely what he was doing with it. So that stupid people would turn their head away and say, oh, we're effing up the Washington D.C.s now. We ain't got to worry about the Epsteins. He's giving us racism, you know. That's what it was right there. So anyway, he did that on the phone call, and then he come up with another idea. If that wasn't bigly enough for people, you know what his next one was? He says he's going to do Ukraine. Yep, he says he's going to do Ukraine. When he says do Ukraine, it means F Ukraine over. That means try to make Ukraine give up its sovereign territory to Russia. Exactly what he's meeting up there in Alaska with Daddy Vladdy to do right now. F over Ukraine. Give Daddy Vladdy everything he wants. And you know what? He's content to do that, even if the optics of it are terrible, because it's a way of deflecting against the Jeffrey Epstein files. Hey, but we ain't forgetting about the Jeffrey Epstein files. We ain't forgetting that he said he's going to release them, then he said he wasn't. Then there wasn't no files, but they were now because it's all a Democratic hoax. And we're going to go meet with Ghislaine Maxwell, get some testimony from her, make a sweetheart deal with her, send her out there to Texas to Club Fed on work release so that she don't talk. And, by the way, we're going to go ahead and get her appeal approved the day after Donald Trump's inaugurated. And, by the way, her cellmate said she's got dirt on Donald F. and Trump. Okay, we're not going to forget none of that, Team Taco. Guardians of pedophiles. It ain't going away, all right? And as long as you keep supporting that, you're just as big a pedophile as he is, and Jeffrey Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Every damn one of you. Inmate Trump.